late Tuesday night and had a shit of a day at work. And I thought, nah, what am I going to do tonight to cheer myself up? So I thought I'd put a beer down. So, putting a pale ale down, Simcoe and Galaxy. I think I've done a label for it, Pinus Radiatis. Pine from the Simcoe, Galaxy hops. Thought it Pinus Radiatis, which is actually the pine tree we have growing in New Zealand a lot. I thought that sounded like a good name for a Galaxy, so I did a label for it. And yeah, spending a night in the garage. The girls are watching Netflix, which is great. They can watch. Actually, they're not even watching something so girly. Actually, I think they're watching Stranger Things. So good on them. And yeah, I'm doing a few beers from the taps. What have I got on? Got a cider on one. There's a story with that one. And oh, I've got the Yakima Monster. Hasn't quite kicked yet. That's a, what is that? That is a Pacific Jade, Simcoe, and Amarillo Pale Ale. And it's been really yummy. It's been over a month, so I'm surprised it hasn't kicked. My hoppage of the day that kicked the other night. Had a couple of big parties where it just got hammered. But yeah, I've got another big gathering. I think it's August 17th to watch the All Blacks play. Australia versus the All Blacks. So I tend to have one big gathering here with a whole lot of friends, probably 30 odd people to watch that. So yeah, that's why I get some beers down. So this is one pale ale, and I'll do another hoppage. That should get done by the 17th, hopefully. And I'll put them in the kegs. And the cider, I got that from a friend. So he had, he's got a Williams Warren brew keg. So the big stainless steel, pressurised, like a uni tank pretty much. And he does all his ciders in there. So he pretty much, he rang me up and he said, look, hey John, I've got 50 litres of cider. Have you got an empty keg? So I couldn't get there quick enough really. And it's, yeah, really nice cider. So might show a glass of that in a minute. I'll have a glass of that. But yeah, definitely going to look at a pressurised vessel the next 6 months. Just to add to my collection of stuff. And yeah, so anyway, a bit of carry on sparging. Right, so we're just waiting for the grain fiber to come up to 100 degrees. So I thought I'd pour myself another one. So this is the Simcoe Amarillo Pale Ale that I did. So very much like a Yakima clone. Yes and no, tastes bang on, but as you probably can see, it's a, you know, New Zealand who drinks Yakima, it's actually a bit darker, which is probably because I use caramel, but the recipe that I got off the Brewtopia website in Wellington, they were using caramel, so probably play with that. So, but even after a month, smell has died down a bit, but it's still picking up the Amarillo. Probably lost a bit of the dankiness from that Simcoe. Still tastes bloody nice though. So yeah, that's been a nice little tasty treat. It's my glass from the Gabs Festival. Was that about a month ago? What are we now? No, but over a month. No, might be dead on a month actually. Yeah, good. Trouble is the plastic glasses. Yeah. So hopefully got to go to March Fest next March. Just booked plane tickets and sorting out accommodation now. So the other Kiwi guys going down to March Fest. We'll see you there. I think we're going to try and get a batch on the water. I think it might be about 5 couples going to go in together and yeah, have a good weekend. Well, good week actually. So that should be shit hot really. So loving going back to kegging. It's funny, I went through a real cycle. I bottled for 3 or 4 months, and then I've got the kegs going again. So I'm looking at buying some more kegs, buying a second CO2 cylinder. It's a problem I have where I am trying to get the CO2 cylinders filled is a bit of a pain in the ass. So getting another one, and I've got a mate who travels uptown. I think there's someone local too. I've got to sort a few more contacts out about that. But yeah, so that's that one. I'll pull one from the cider in a minute. Had a few issues with the cider, which I'll talk about when I get around to that. But at the moment I'm enjoying this. So what else has been on the horizon? Yeah, it's the middle of calving at the moment, so I don't know if you know, but people know, but I'm a dairy farmer, so most people once a year have got a big session where we carve a lot of our animals. I'm a sucker for punishment, so I actually carve twice a year. I carve about 200 animals in February, March, and then we carve another 550, 600 animals now through till probably about the 20th of September, early October. And yeah, that gives us up. We generally peak at about 750 numbers, and yeah, we try and match our numbers to the grass we have. So we destock a bit over the summer. As the autumn grass comes back, we carve another lot, and that way we don't have to use as many extra feed, bought-in feed, and yeah, make a bit more money. So, but yeah, there's the challenges of farming these days. Hard out business to get into, but have thoroughly enjoyed it. What are we? Family's been on here for about 100 years. Yeah, so, and we were originally where we were was all swampland that was drained pretty much probably early 1870s into farmland that is today. So real prime bit of land where we are. So I'll go and check my beer and get another fill my glass here. Yeah, the Pinus Radiatis beer that I'm putting down, Pala. So it's 5.6 kilos of Gladfield's ale malt. Now I was a little bit short of caramel, so I think it was about 460 grams of caramel, and then I just bumped it up a little bit with a bit of biscuit malt that I had left over. That was Gladfield's biscuit malt. I think it was about 160 grams. So there's about a 6.6 grain bill, which should give me about a 6% beer on the recipe that I did. Anyway, liking the new Grandfather app, quite like it. Quite good. I can do all my recipes on my phone. A lot better than the old one. The old one was a pain in the ass. Right, pops. 10 grams of Pacific Jade at 60 minutes. I was basing this off the Yucca Monster grain bill and the recipe because it was so tasty. And I started doing the whole recipe, and then it was like about 50 IBUs, which for me is a bit high for pale ale, so I cut that back. Kind of 33 IBUs I think this is going to be, so which is nice. You don't want a too bitter pale ale. You want it nice and easy to drink. So that's what I've done. So yeah, 10 grams of Pacific Jade at 60 minutes, and at 10 minutes to go, 15 grams of Galaxy. And at 5 minutes, I went in with 25 of Simcoe, Whirlpool, well, hop stand, 80 degrees, 25 of Galaxy, 25 of Simcoe, and then dry hop was at 4 days. 4 days for the last one worked well, so I'll do that again. There'll be 65 of Galaxy and 50 of Simcoe. So I think that's around about 100 of each. So it's 100 of Simcoe, 100 of Galaxy, and 10 grams of Pacific Jade. And that should be tickety-boo. USA 5, because I'm lazy and I got it there and I can chuck it in and I know it's going to work. Yeah, I think that's about right. What else is there? That's about right. I'm back. That's a bit creepy. Hello, so here we go. This is the ciders. This is essentially Williams Warren cider. Don't know how I cut whether it's you get the apple juice and you reconstitute it. Don't know whether it's dehydrated powder or you actually get a pack of apple juice. I've got to go see my mate Darren when he does his. Packs that I've seen look fairly compact, so I actually wonder whether it's dehydrated apple juice. Then you add some liquid to it, you reconstitute it, and then that's what you make it out, because he's making 50 litres a batch. But yeah, so people can tell me this. I think I made a serious cock up when I got the keg back here because I was too impatient, which is seriously unlike me. I thought, oh, I'll chill. It was already nice and cold, so I thought, oh yeah, I'll force carb it. So I force carbed it with about 25 psi, and then went to go and plugged it in, went to go and pour myself one, and it came out almost like a greyish sludge. And I was starting to wonder whether I had actually almost like whipped the cider. And because anyway, so I didn't panic. I chucked it in the fridge and I left it for 2 or 3 days, and then poured myself off a handle, and it looked alright. And actually, don't look really nice. I thought, oh sweet, yep. My patience has been rewarded. And the second and third, and then I started getting sort of sludgy stuff in it. And I don't know if you can see on the bottom there, but that's me pouring that, and I've got this little bit of sludge. So I think it's the byproduct of my cock up. I'd like to know what other people do when they do carb up a cider. Probably I've probably got that slightly probably too carved, but it's nice and refreshing. Yeah. So your thoughts? I know some of you are actually quite good at your ciders, and I'm not. But seriously, want to learn, because this is seriously nice. Yeah, he's still sweet, but not sickly sweet. But yeah, it's a nice clean taste to it. So it's a lot better than what you buy in the shops. I think in New Zealand we suffer from not having, because we've been a country of exporting, eating apples overseas. We kind of sometimes lack those really tart apples that make good cider. We just seem to have these really beautiful Braeburn and Pacific Rose and Granny Smith. Granny Smith, I've got a big Granny Smith tree out there, so I'll seriously be looking at doing a Granny Smith's cider next year. It's quite nice and refreshing, but they are quite a tart apple. So I've got a Braeburn and a Granny Smith apple tree out there, which produce boodles, and I've been too much of a lazy ass to get myself going with the cider press and everything else, which after tasting this, I'll have to get my own to G and do it, because I've actually got all the hardware to make all the bits that I need, but I just need time to do it, or I just find a mate who's got some time. So yeah, that's so nice. I'm seriously going to have a couple of beers and a cider on tap all the time. It's just so much. It's just so nice. Been a bit sport, really. So it's a bloody good mate to do what he did. He was telling me he was doing other ciders too, and one that I found very interesting, which, gosh, my sparging in. It's making a record. Hang on a minute, I'm going to pause that. I've just been talking 5 minutes to myself and didn't realise I didn't press the right button. Anyway, I was talking about, I think, where this has stopped is when I was just about to start talking about Fijoa ciders. So I've got a mate, he's been making ciders, and he started using other fruit. And a tree that we get in New Zealand is a Fijoa tree. And it's a really, really tart fruit. You're really on the fence. You either really love it or you don't. And so I'm seriously thinking about, I'm I'll be going in with him because he's got a bit more knowledge about ciders than I have. But I do have a few sources of getting really nice fruit. And yeah, us doing a Feijoa cider. Usually autumn time, the Feijoas come around. But yeah, you'll get some years where they're quite valuable, or people were asking money for them at the start, but then because the trees produce so much on a good year, people are just chucking them out. They're a real feast or famine type thing. So yeah, we'll do a Feijoa cider, I think, and a few other. I'm quite interested in exploring this, especially when I got to sorry, just swishing my beer at my cider and I spilled some. Especially when we've got so much fruit around here to use, so definitely be looking at that. I'm looking at upgrading one of my tanks. Well, tanks. I'm wanting a pressurized vessel to do stuff like ciders. Something that can brew at 35 psi. What's that, about 2 bar? And yeah, I'm looking at those Firmzillas. They're coming out. I think the 30 litres coming out in September down under. But yeah, I might wait and look at the 50 litre, just so that I've actually got a bigger container, bigger vessel. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at long term. So now I've got the decent fridge to do it all. So yeah, anyway, I think that's enough upon me. I've been yabbering on too long. So very nice colour. Have a good one. Thanks for listening to me. You're way more patient than I am if you've lasted this long. So have a good one.